the whole world an illusion? Is it a dream? What if existence itself were nothing more than a reflection of something far greater? These are the kinds of questions that Ibn Arabi, one of the most profound mystics in history, dared to ask. His ideas are not just philosophical musings, they are a radical redefinition of reality and the relationship between humanity and the divine. One of the most significant concepts associated with Ibn Arabi is Wahdat al-Wujud, or the unity of being. This theory suggests that only God truly exists, and everything else is merely a reflection of his divine essence. Ibn Arabi didn't claim that creation is identical to God, but rather that it is a manifestation of his attributes. He believed that God is not a being in the way we understand existence, rather he is being itself. This means that everything we perceive as reality is, in essence, an extension of the divine. The world is not separate from God, but rather an expression of his essence. To understand this concept, imagine the sun and its rays. The rays are not separate from the sun, they are an extension of it. Similarly, creation is not independent of God, but rather a reflection of his divine reality. Ibn Arabi often used metaphors to illustrate this idea, emphasizing that the world is both he and not he, a paradox that defies simplistic categorization. He described creation as the shadow of God, meaning that while it appears to exist, it does so only as a reflection of divine reality. This leads to another fundamental aspect of his philosophy, the illusion of creation. Ibn Arabi believed that the material world is not truly real in the way we perceive it. Instead, it is a reflection of divine attributes, much like a mirror reflecting an image. He argued that human perception is limited and we can never fully grasp the divine reality. What we see and experience is merely a manifestation of God's attributes, not an independent existence. He compared this to a dream. While dreaming, everything feels real, but upon waking, we realize it was an illusion. Similarly, our physical reality is like a dream, and only God is truly real. This paradox of existence is central to Ibn Arabi's thought. He explained that while creation appears to exist, it does so only as a reflection of God. He often spoke of the world as both real and unreal, emphasizing that it is neither fully separate from God nor identical to him. To illustrate this, he used the example of a shadow. A shadow exists, but it has no independent reality. It depends entirely on the objects casting it. Similarly, creation exists, but only as a shadow of divine reality. He expressed this idea in one of his most famous quotes: "The world is he, yet it is not he." For Ibn Arabi, the path to understanding divine reality lay in self-knowledge. He believed that knowing oneself is the key to knowing God. He argued that God manifests himself through human consciousness, and by understanding our own nature, we come closer to understanding the divine. He famously stated, "He who knows himself knows his Lord." This idea suggests that the human soul contains a reflection of divine attributes, and by exploring our inner selves, we can glimpse the reality of God. He also emphasized the limitations of human perception, arguing that God is beyond all forms and concepts, and any attempt to define him is inherently flawed. He believed that human understanding of God is always incomplete, much like trying to describe the vastness of the universe using only words. No matter how detailed the description, it will always fall short of capturing the full reality. The concept of Wahdat al-Wujud aligns with monotheism in the sense that it emphasizes the absolute oneness of God, but it has also been criticized for potentially leading to pantheistic interpretations, which some argue resemble polytheism. Traditional Islamic theology maintains a clear distinction between God and his creation, asserting that he is transcendent and separate from the material world. However, Wahdat al-Wujud presents a more mystical perspective, suggesting that creation is not independent, but rather an expression of divine reality. This has led to controversy, as some scholars argue that it blurs the boundaries between the creator and the created, potentially contradicting the core Islamic belief in Tawhid, the absolute oneness of God. Critics have opposed this doctrine, fearing that it could lead to misinterpretations that equate creation with divinity. Despite the controversy, Wahdat al-Wujud has had a significant influence on Sufi thought, inspiring poets, mystics, and philosophers to explore the depths of divine reality and the nature of existence. Whether viewed as a spiritual metaphor or a theological challenge, it remains one of the most intriguing and debated ideas in Islamic philosophy. Ibn Arabi's theories challenge us to rethink the nature of existence and our relationship with the divine. His ideas are not just abstract philosophy, they offer a profound way of understanding reality. His teachings invite us to question, explore, and seek wisdom beyond the surface of existence. If creation is merely a reflection of divine reality, what does that mean for our understanding of reality? How can self-knowledge lead to a deeper connection with the divine? Can paradoxes help us grasp the mysteries of existence? Leave your opinions and ideas in the comments.